Hi everyone, my name is Julissa Joyle, and I chose to do my IPP project on the topic of waste management and the law in the United States. So to outline my project, I made this table of contents which discusses each of the topics that I will be mentioning in this presentation. So first I'll be speaking about waste management, speaking about what it is, and defining waste and the aspects of it that are happening all around the world. Second, I will be talking about the impacts of waste, both on people and the environment, as there are impacts on both of those. Third, I'll be talking about the relevant laws that are put into place. I will only be speaking about the ones in the United States for this presentation, but I also will be mentioning ethical dilemmas around waste management, which is why these laws are so relevant to that. And lastly, I will be concluding with the efforts and solutions for future waste management and whether I feel these efforts and solutions will work, and offer any suggestions that I may have on how I think that efforts can be put into place. So first, what is waste management? To define waste management, I believe that we first have to introduce the concept of waste. So waste is defined as unwanted materials that are no longer usable. It's any substance that a person disposes of after their use, or in cases of the product or substance being broken, or it's no longer of use to the consumer, so they feel the need to dispose of it. So to manage that waste that people are disposing of, we use waste management. This is the processes and resources for proper handling of waste materials. This involves maintenance of transport trucks and dumping facilities. So, waste comes from human activity. Both production, consumption, and human activity. I say on the slide that it's both inevitable and unavoidable circumstances. For production, there are avoidable circumstances that can be avoided, but such as consumption, we are unable to stop eating, so waste from humans will always be there. And human activity, it's natural, comes from us. There are four main sources of waste: industrial, commercial, domestic, and agricultural. So, industrial waste is waste created in factories and industries. They're known to dump their wastes in rivers and oceans, which is terrible for the environment, and it actually is the main cause for a lot of pollution that happens. And examples of industrial waste include construction waste and glass. So construction workers and all of the materials they're using, it can be defined as industrial waste. So second, commercial wastes. They're wastes produced in schools, colleges, shops, and offices. This would mostly be paper products or plastic. Paper using in like printers or single-use cups. Anything that you can think of that is in a school or an office can be considered the waste from commercial waste. Third is domestic waste. This is waste collected during household activities, such as cleaning, cooking, and using the bathroom. So examples of this would be like leaves and vegetable peel and anything in the restroom. So lastly, agricultural waste is waste produced in the agriculture industry. So any kind of waste from animals, weeds, and anything they're using on their farm that they have to dispose of can be considered waste. Okay, and these sources of waste are usually classified as either biodegradable or degradable. Biodegradable or non-biodegradable, sorry. Biodegradable is also called moist waste because they can decompose themselves over time depending on the material. And types of biodegrading include composting and vermicomposting. So biodegradable materials are able to be broken down and made into something else more organically, versus non-biodegradable things, which is known as dry waste. These things can usually be recycled and reused, but they do not decompose. So they're big pollutants, and this would be considered glass and plastics. So when you can recycle glass and plastic, but there's no way that it can break down on its own in a reasonable amount of time to make something organically. Okay, and next I'd like to discuss the impacts of waste on both people and the environment. So on the environment, waste has very serious impacts. Landfills, which is shown in this picture that I've added to the slide, waste will rot and will generate methane gas, which contributes to the greenhouse effect and is also highly explosive. Another way to get rid of waste is incinerating it, which is burning it, and that also causes problems because, especially with burning plastic, it produces toxic substances when burnt, and that contributes to air pollution. Throwing things away also wastes resources, especially um, wasting raw materials and energy that is used to make the items is wasted most of the time. As for impacts on people, waste greatly affects people's health, especially from agriculture and industries. It can cause serious health risks. The disposal of hazardous wastes from these places can expose people to chemical and radioactive hazards. So to sum up this slide, the main effects on the environment are pollution and the creation of methane gas and wasting raw materials, and on people, just serious health effects from what is being released into the air and also what is being disposed of. So next I will discuss the relevant laws that pertain to waste management. The first thing I'd like to discuss is the Environmental Protection Agency, which is not a law, but it is an agency that enforces the responsible, it is responsible for environmental protection and was founded by Richard Nixon in 1970. They enforce a variety of environmental requirements related to pollution by waste and chemicals. So they take action to protect communities and the environment from high-risk hazardous waste, including waste from mining and mineral processing, lead-based paints, asbestos, and other chemical releases that happen in the environment. They have a cleanup program or cleanup enforcement that protects human health and the environment by getting those responsible for creating this contamination to either clean up their own messes or reimburse the EPA for cleaning it up for them. So the Environmental Protection Agency, it actually enforces requirements under the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, or the RCRA. The RCRA creates a framework for proper hazardous and non-hazardous solid waste removal. Their goals are to protect human health and the environment from the hazards posed by this waste disposal. One of their goals is also to conserve energy and natural resources through recycling and recovery of these resources. And ultimately, altogether, they want to reduce the amount of waste created, so they will have less to conserve. If we're reducing the amount that we're using, it is conserving it. It is conserving our resources, reducing the amount of hazardous waste produced, while all thinking in the fact of environmental and human health. I've also included these other relevant laws that are all enforced under the Environmental Protection Agency, which is the Solid Waste Disposal Act of 1965, Resource Recovery Act of 1970, and the Hazardous and Solid Waste Amendments of 1984, the HSWA. The Solid Waste Disposal Act of 1965 actually came a few years before the EPA, but they are all under the same goal set to conserve the environment and protect the environment's health and the health of humans in the United States and the rest of the world. There are a number of efforts and solutions that are being put into place, not always legally, but in society. One of them is the reduce, reuse, recycle mantra, which encourages people to not be a part of the throwaway mentality, or the throwaway society, as it's also called, which is what we are today. We're influenced by consumerism. We see convenience as the easy. Convenience takes over everything in our lives. So, for example, single-use plastic bottles. We have the throwaway mentality. We finish it and we throw it away. So, the solution to be made and the changes to be made is to get rid of that throwaway mentality. And the relevant laws put in place by the EPA are actually helping for people to reach the goals of making the world a better place. That is the goal of Greenpeace, however. Greenpeace is an international environmental nonprofit organization focusing on environmentalism, peace, and cleaner energy. They peacefully protest for a greener, healthier world for our oceans, forests, climate, and democracy. They're very against that. One of their protests was against waste incineration, which I had mentioned on an earlier slide, because of the effects that it has on the environment. So Greenpeace is basically a nonprofit group of the EPA, encouraging people to get rid of that throwaway mentality, encouraging people to reduce, reuse, and recycle their things, to not so much rely on the convenience of things. And if we get into the greener mentality, we can actually reduce the amount of waste that we're using. We can reduce the health effects that are happening and the environmental effects that are happening. As you can see in this picture on this slide, at the bottom it says disposal is the least preferred thing to do. We want to go up to the most preferred, which is prevention. We want to prevent the amount of waste that we're producing. If we prevent the use of single-use things, we won't have to throw them away so easily. So the main goal is to recycle or just reduce the amount of things you're using in general. And the ethics part of that is by reducing that, we are also helping the health of the earth and of ourselves. And to finish up, I've included a page of my references that I've used to create this presentation and all of my research. Thank you.